Hello everyone, welcome to another Sunday stream. I'm Corey and we're gonna get started here in just a minute. Um, if you're like me though and you're in the US, this has been a long week for some people. And I want to talk about that quick before we get started. So there was a recent Supreme Court case that overturned the Roe versus Wade, Roe versus Wade used to give everyone access to abortion rights in the US, and that was overturned recently. And that's really unfortunate and just not something that's great. And it's been tough for a lot of people this week, I know. So if you're in a place where you can support, I would love to get people to support abortion access and make some donations if that's something you are able to do. So donationsforabortions.com is a place that I found. There's lots of others, so do your research, but this is one that I found. And this is an important cause, and if you can, it would be awesome for you to donate. It's just an important cause, and just a hard time for people in the US right now, and would be great to support that if you can. So take a minute and do that if that's something you're able to do. So with that said, we'll switch over to what we came to talk about today on stream, and we'll do another one of these at the end of the stream, I think. But it's Sunday, and on Sundays we usually do some Battlesnake around here on this stream. So let's talk about that. Battlesnake's this awesome multiplayer online game where you control one of these little snakes by building a web server, and you can compete competitively. So Summer League kicked off just a couple weeks ago now, and the Summer League ladders opened. Games are running right now. If you haven't heard about Battlesnake, go check it out at play.battlesnake.com. My snake Hovering Hobbs is doing pretty well right now. They were in Elite yesterday, but they had a tough round last night, it looks like. But Battlesnake is awesome, and we're gonna do some battle snaking today. If you've tuned into some of my previous streams, you might know what we're working on a little bit. The Battlesnake team has recently created some custom map support, so you can make a map that other people can play. So I've been working on that a little bit, and we've been working on stream to get this really cool maze generation working. So each time you go and grab the food, it redoes the maze, and you get a new one to solve. And actually, this is a older demo. Let's watch the new demo quick. Yeah, so now it has some more random food spawns, and makes the mazes a little funner to solve. So we're going to work on this today. We're getting really close to finishing it up, but there's a few last changes that we need to make to get this to be something that's maybe live on the Battlesnake site that others can go play with, and maybe get some challenges set up against. That would be really fun. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that today. And then something else that we're going to take a look at is, relatedly, the Battlesnake team just let me know this morning that there was a new release that adds some support for running the game board with the local rules repo. So I was running this before with the CLI that you see here, and it has a decent output. This video looks a lot better full screen. But it's, there's no colors. It has some weird flickering sometimes because of how the terminal re-renders and stuff like that. So we'd really like it if we could use the board repo and get something kind of like this looking, using the maze. So this is Robbles, one of the developers from Battlesnake, and he's the one who worked on, or he's the one whose name gets to be on the release for adding some support for serving the game to the board UI. So we're gonna play around with this and see if we can get it working for our custom map. And then assuming we can get that working, there's a few things we're gonna work on for the map. The biggest one is that on a 25 by 25 board, the games don't necessarily end, mostly just because you just keep getting a new maze, and at 25 by 25, it's usually a solvable maze. So the games kind of last indefinitely because of that. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to make it not. And then on this board, you can actually see that some of these wall pieces the hazards are doubled up. There's multiple hazards on some of these. That's why they're a darker gray. So we'll debug and figure out why that's going on. Maybe it's just as easy as making sure when we put the hazards back on the board, there's only one in each spot. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I think what we're gonna try to do first is we're gonna merge main into the branch that I've been working on here and see if we can get the rules repo and the board repo to talk to each other. So let's actually just browse this commit a little bit. Actually, before I do that, let's see if this release is landed on the main branch or if it's not. I'm not sure what the easiest way to check this is. It looks like it might not be, but that's okay. We can bring it in or do something else fun to try to make that work. Let's see. So this was released 23 days ago. Okay, yeah, so I think we just need to bring this down or pull this commit into what I have, and we will see how it's working. Oh, okay, so that's kind of cool. This is going to just directly open the real board, because hopefully what it's going to then be able to do is talk to my CLI web server, and I don't actually need the board pulled down. That would be really nifty. So I think we'll try this out and see if we can get it to work. I think what we might end up doing is just cherry picking this commit onto the branch that we have. But let's get started. So we should have a Battlesnake rules repo pulled down with my branch. Let's make this just a little bit bigger for stream. If anyone is following along, let me know how things both sound, how font sizes look, all of those fun things. Want to make sure this is a, good stream for everyone watching. Awesome. So let's just do a poll first. Oh, let me get all my Git stuff set up. There we go. Sometimes my YubiKey wants to give me problems. Oh, okay, so I probably would have needed it to, like, pull from my fork or something like that, if that's what I wanted. But I guess what I actually want to do is I'm gonna cherry pick this commit. Awesome. That was beautifully easy. Okay, so now if I just run, let's see if I can just go up in history and find it. Play. Yeah, there we go. Close. None of those actually have my map in it. Okay, let's look at my PR. I think I wrote a script at one point, and I might have removed the script, but it might still be here. Yeah, remove the little debugging script I added. I actually want this back. Okay. So let's just open my Vim here. Let's just add maze.sh again. Oops, I didn't want to paste that in, I wanted to paste the contents in. Nope, still didn't work. Copy, 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 paste. That's interesting. Doesn't want to copy paste for me. There we go. Okay, so then we have in here somewhere, oh, well, let's change the size up a little bit. Gonna make it 25 by 25. Frank's still the one going through it. A solo game view, so I don't think we want view anymore. And what we do want is this browser flag. Browser flag. And let's see what that gives us. Battlesnake rules. I'm probably gonna have to do this. Maze. Oh, there's actually one other thing I'm gonna need to do. Valid response. Yeah, okay, awesome. It's yelling at me because I don't have my server started up. So I'm actually gonna... I was working on something else on my snakes recently, but we're just gonna go back to the main branch to get this working. Yeah, it doesn't know where WebAxum was yet. Now it'll know where it is. This should open up and bind to port 3000. Oh, something else is already listening on port 3000. Okay, let me just change my screen away really quick. We're going to go to this for just a second while I pull up some other things and make sure they are all closed. Okay. We are back. My snake is now running on port 3000 like it should be, and we are good to try this again. Oh. It's looking potentially promising. Seems like it's trying to talk to our server, but I'm not sure if it's actually making progress. It's trying to make some WebSockets requests, it looks like. Yep, it's trying to make some WebSockets requests. I'm not seeing it work yet. Done, completed after 22 moves. Okay, so well, that's also interesting, but not positive what that's about yet. Yep, so it's listening on this port. That's for a foring, but that means something's responding to it. That's interesting. Cool, we get some cookies set. Anything in the console? Oh, okay. The connection to upgrading insecure request. Okay. That looks like it's an issue because it doesn't want me to connect to an insecure WebSocket. Okay, so Chrome is fine with it. Firefox doesn't like me connecting to a insecure WebSocket, which is fine. I wonder if I can turn that off easily so that the browser opening works better. And then it can't connect. Okay, so it's just trying to connect to a WebSocket, and then it's trying to then forward it to an S. Oh, that actually could be because of this. What if I, like, disable on this site? And then I try this again. There we go. So it's just my HTTPS Everywhere plugin. So that was easy enough to disable. Okay. Oh man, this looks so much better on the actual board than it does in the CLI. Thank you, Battlesnake team, for working on this. This is so much nicer. Okay, so I think the first thing we'll look at today is the double stacking of hazards. And actually, there is another bug that I just noticed, so let's make a comment to ourselves about it. The other bug that I noticed when we were doing one of these games is the food spawn's random now, and it just picks a food spawn until it doesn't land on a hazard. But what I noticed is it also doesn't check if the food spawn happens to be where your head spawns. And that just caused some issues because it spawned on my head, and then, well, I guess it might have just been my snake. I don't know. I think we want to avoid it spawning in this bottom left corner where our head spawns anyways. But we will do that in just a moment. Oh, so that's interesting. So right now, there's not a wall. I thought I made it so there was always a wall above the counting spaces. But I guess that's maybe not how I ended up doing it. I'm just looking at how it's kind of easy just to go down here. This bottom row is actually storing state for us. As you can see, every time I get the food, this counts in binary up. And that's just so I can keep track of things. There's not really any state in the maps besides what's on the board. So I used that to kind of keep track of some state for me. Okay, so let's actually fix that first. Okay, let's kill the game. Eventually that's gonna make that be upset, but that's okay. So what we want to look at right now is the double stacking of food. I don't want the double stacking of food, so let's see if we can fix that. I think this one was going to be pretty easy, because when we go here in our create maze, we create a fake board and start putting things on it. Yeah. And then here we start adding the hazards. Wait a sec. So what's do? Fill outside. Oh, this is filling outside. I've got to read my own comments. This is filling the outside of the board with walls. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is where we actually do this. Yeah. So we're just looking over the hazards from the temp board. What I think I need to do here is make this unique. So go lang array unique. How to remove duplicates from a slice. That's what I want. Okay. Not my favorite thing here, but we can make that work. That's not, that's just doing it manually. Okay, I guess the answer is doing it manually. Yeah, and this is the thing that I've found a lot about Go recently when doing these, is that I end up having to write things like this more than I would have expected to. Not a huge problem, but definitely just a little interesting. I didn't expect to need to write helpers for all of these things. Okay, so let's do this. Oops, that's what I wanted. We don't have an int slice, we have a hazard slice. This is an array of points. And it returns a array of points. Keys map a rules.point to a boolean. This is a rules.point unique list. Awesome. So this is hazards. For the entries, if there's not a value, we add the value, append it, return unique list. Perfect. That's very wrong. It's lowercase rules dot capital point. Nice. Remove duplicate values. Now it just needs to be used when I am setting my hazards. So I really just need to do remove duplicate values from hazards, and I think that might be all we needed to do there. Yeah, look at that. Nice and easy. Now there's just no duplicates. Nice. Like there probably was something where we could have looked at how our walls were being generated and figured out if the duplicates were because of like a slight bug or something weird going on there, but I think it was easier to just do it this way. I think it's just when we make two walls, like we drew this wall, and where they intersect, there ended up being a duplicate. And I think that makes sense, and I just don't think I needed to worry about that too much. So easy enough just to tell it to ignore duplicates. Nice. I wonder why the name's not filling in here. It might just be because the game doesn't actually send it to the board in that case. This is working so well though. And now we can actually see the problem that the second problem that we need to solve here. Well, I'm still ignoring the food choosing one. I guess I can do that one quick. The next one we're going to solve after that is that at this 25 by 25, snakes like Frank that just search through the board for the best path using A star or A prime in my case, can kind of solve this maze forever. Because as soon as we get the food, it tops us up to 100% health, and then we regenerate the board. And this 25 by 25 board, it's pretty easy to find the food no matter what. So let's fix the food spawning on us thing first. And actually probably need to kill it because, yeah, we made it up to 4,000 turns already before anything happened. Okay, but let's find out where here we go. Here's where we place the food. Cool, have we put adjusted snake body? If it doesn't, okay, so, or, no, and contains point, that's kind of close, except I want adjusted food because I already have the adjusted food, and this is adjusted snake body. If adjusted snake body contains adjusted food, so it can't be a hazard or on our snake body. It's gonna be a little hard because I've only seen this happen once, but if we just watch a few mazes and don't see it, I'm gonna call that success. Yeah, this is looking good. I'm gonna let it get all the way out to 25 by 25 probably, just because it's fun to watch these. I haven't seen them on the actual board repo yet, so this is really fun. Frank is rocking the trans rights scarf. It's fun. I haven't seen him with his actual color and scarf in a while. Nice to see. Okay, that seems to be working good, and now we're just gonna read over the pull request and make sure that the game going forever is the only thing else we need to solve, and we will give that a shot. Making amazing progress today, especially because I wasn't sure how much I was gonna have to fiddle with the CLI to board repo stuff, but it works beautifully, so no fiddling required. Okay. Oh cool, this game actually did end. Oh, only 1,000 turns. That's interesting. I wonder why this bar didn't show up. Doesn't think the game's over. Okay, so there's some small things we could look at, but for the most part it's working. Oh, we're only like halfway there at this speed, so... Okay, I'm just gonna let this run then, while we pull back up this and read the comments that we have. It needs a manual endgame condition for now. Yep. Pretty much anything that guarantees it won't keep going forever, like that. Oh yeah, I have some linting issues, which we will look at in a minute. Recently added support for specifying a version. Ooh, minimum and maximum players and allowed board sizes. Ooh, that's awesome. We'll definitely do that. It looks like some of the hazards are stacked up in a way that's not visible. Yep. That one we already fixed. That's the double stacking. Yeah, so 25 by 25 is good. And then awesome, and then they're gonna like try to get this open for an open beta, and there might be some challenges. Okay, awesome. So yeah, let's just do the thing where we make sure the game can't go forever. Actually, you know what? Let's do some linting and metadata, because those ones will be relatively easy. But let's do that. Let's see what we run for linting. Go lang CI lint. Okay. Can I just like do go lint? Oh, go lint does not work. Okay. I guess I can just do this here. It's fine. Okay, so create maze. Oh, it returns an error. Equals. If e does not equal nil, return e. Yeah. Oh, actually, I can just return this no matter what, can't I? Boop. That one was nice. Oh, create maze is not checked again. 143. Am I returning again? Yep. Love that. Okay, 195. Okay, read bytes is not checked. E is this. Can initialize one variable with two values, so do I need something like that? That was cool. I can just log fatal. Is that a thing that's gonna work for me? Oh, cool. Fatal is equivalent to print followed by a call to OS exit. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay, awesome. So this was telling me I need to do the error from read bytes. I don't actually care what we read. This is just hitting enter to continue. And then we can end with fatal. Those were the only lints. I don't really have an amazing way to... I guess that's just... Like, how do I do a go lint? Okay. There's no drop-in replacement for it. Go vet. Okay, well, go vet's fine. Would it have been fine a few minutes ago? That's a good question. Yeah, it would have, which is like the not great thing. Updates to go mod needed. Go mod tidy. Okay, well, I can do that, I guess. But that's definitely better. Okay, so what have we actually done here? Okay, so if there's a file that if I put in here, git ignore dot getter, I don't remember exactly what I want to put. I don't want the dot git ignore because that's for everyone, but there's a way to put a file personal rules. There we go. Info excluded. Add info excluded. maze.sh. What that should do, info excluded. Get info exclude, not excluded. Rename exclude. Yay, awesome. So now I can keep my maze around and no one else will get it in their git. And I don't have to like delete it and things like that every time. So that's nice. Awesome. This still looks like it's going great. I am gonna have to close these on my own, which is fine. I just forget about the tabs. Cool. We don't need to know how to do that anymore. And okay, we had a lot of tabs open. We are good now though. Is this something I added? Why is it printing this every time? I'm not positive if that's like normal or not, but I think it's okay for the moment. Okay. There are a few things we did here. We fixed the lints. We did 3 main things here. Fix the bug where hazards were getting multi-stacked. Fixed the bug where the food would spawn on top of the snake head. And fixed the lint errors. Okay, since I don't really have an amazing way to check the lint locally, I think I'm gonna push this up. One thing that I am aware of is that we might end up removing the commit for the WebSocket board stuff, just because I'm not positive if the Battlesnake team wants to actually land that in the repo at the moment. But at the moment, I'm gonna keep the commit here because I really like using it for testing. Okay, so the last thing we really want to look at here is making this eventually stop. So what do we want to do here? So I'm thinking that once you hit the max size, maybe we let you run for like 10 mazes or so, and then we stop you. So let's see what we want to do there. I think maybe the easy, like what we'll start off with doing is like we just maybe won't place a food, and that'll at least make the game definitely end. Awesome, Oddwire. Oddwire in chat says the board support definitely needs a bit of cleanup first, but hoping to get it merged in the next few days. Yeah, no problem. I think I can even like just remove the commit from this PR, so the PRs don't like have any dependencies in that way, and then we'll be nice and easy. But I'm gonna keep the commit while I play with it today because it is very, very nice. Thank you for working on that. I really like it. The CLI support was better than last time I had worked on it, but the board just looks so much nicer. So thank you. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to decide after some amount of turns we don't need to place a food, and then, you know, that'll be the end. I think for my snake in this case, they'll just immediately run into a wall because they won't know where to pick food and kind of just blow up, but that's totally fine. Eventually maybe we'll do something more fun. Ooh, I actually have a fun idea that I'll share now, and we'll see if we get to. A while ago I was talking about how it would be kind of funny if the food just kept moving from you before you ate it. So maybe at the end you get like 1 or 2 moves away and the food will just respawn somewhere different, so you can never get it. And that would be a good way to ensure the maze will end. But for now we're just gonna maybe not place the food at some point. So what do we have here? We do get the current level. Awesome. Okay, so I guess the easiest thing to do is we can just do this. If current level is greater than or equal to, let's say 25. Except I want the opposite of that. I want it, it's less than or equal to 25. We're just going to do this for the moment. And yeah, that should be all we like really need here. I'm not saying that's what we're going to end on, but I think that'll at least make it so that this will end. And I guess I could have done something smaller than 25. Actually, let's do this. Fast speed. Return to game. And fresh. Sometimes I have a little trouble with the board repo where if I change speed in the middle of the game, it does some weird things. Also, I got a fun panic here, so let's just actually make a new one. Yeah, fast snake now, though. Now we can get through the 25 much faster. Okay, and then if I could read binary, I could tell you how close we were to the 25. But 0, 2, 4, 8, 16. Okay, so like 16. We're getting close. There we go. This is the one where it just didn't give us a food. I like it. Okay. So that's the easy way. But there's a few things that I think I want to do. One, I don't think I love 25 being just a hard-coded number. With how this maze works is like it grows, right? So it, you know, starts out small. Oops, it starts out small in the center and grows. And I think it would be nice if the maze, I don't know, I just think it would be nice if you could definitely get to the max size, and then you had a certain number of turns at max size, and then it just stopped. And that should be easy enough. We'll say maybe you get 5 at max size, and then we end the game. So let's do that. I think that's pretty reasonable. So to do that, I think we're gonna need to figure out, do I have an initial maze size? Perfect. Okay. Make sure the actual maze can fit always inside the crate board. This means that when you get to max size, each level stops making the maze bigger. Yeah, okay. But what I want to do is if... so I think maybe what I want to do though is I want a variable for the max board size. If so this wants to be an int64 because I'm converting things, it looks like. Actually, no, we'll do that in a minute. We're gonna not do it at first. If height is less than, yeah, then max board size equals height. Max board size equals, now we're just gonna do the conversion. Nope. int64. No, it's not rand, it's just int64. That was the problem. No. Okay, I guess I have to type it out myself. int64 max board size. Okay, fine. You get a new variable. That's kind of annoying. I like when I like in Rust how I can just like what's it called? Shadow this with a new variable that would have a different type. I don't like having to come up with a new name. But, you know. Okay. I don't actually know if I really needed this. Let's just do this twice. It's fine. It looks nicer. I didn't like having to... If I could have shadowed the variable, I would have liked it the other way, but since I couldn't, this seemed easier. Okay, awesome. I bet Go has an easier way to do this. Go, min, 2 numbers. Math.min, okay. Ah. Math is imported but not used. Oh, math. Ah, lowercase math. Wait, and then is it capital min? Is that what it is? Yes. Interesting, but whatever. Oh, math.min takes floats. Got it. What if I didn't want that? So we could write a generic min function, but like, okay, that's fine. We can do this. Happened to work because yeah, okay, got it. Let's just add this to my helpers. Oh, interesting. Maybe I'm not using a version of Go that this works for. Did I need to like include something here to make that work? Do I just need to add constraints up here? No. Okay, let's try not to do generics right now. Just not really sure how they work. I actually don't know what kind of ints these are that I'm trying to min. And since we don't have generics, I think I need to know. It's just an int. Okay, perfect. So nope. Int. We don't need math anymore. We just take the min of these two. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, does this still work? Looking good. Looking good. Awesome. Oh. Well, that was interesting. Why did we crash? I think it's just because the server died, which is interesting. I wonder if the server died just immediately when I ended the game? I don't think that's a me bug necessarily, but it's interesting. Let's watch it all again and just see what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, so I just wall collide, which makes sense, right? Like, that's what I would have expected to happen. Yep, I got the food, I respawned here, and then I collided into a wall, which is exactly what I would expect it to happen with my snake, because he doesn't really know what to do at all when we run out of space. But it's also happening a bit faster than I think I would have thought. I didn't think I was getting up to level 25 already. Maybe I am, though. 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so that seems like 14. Which doesn't seem right. So I might have just broken something. Let's look at my diff. If actual board size is greater than the width, set it to the width. Height -2. I was missing a height -2. That'll definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Perfect. Okay. The other interesting thing that is happening is I think this is actually supposed to be at the bottom. Because, so let's look at my adjusted thing. Adjust position. What if we just always add 1 to that? That's not exactly what I wanted. It's just putting the maze inside some of that. Oh, whoa. The food can be in a hazard. Oh, that's nifty. But that didn't fix my issue at all. So I still have not a wall here. Okay, I might just not worry about this too much. It doesn't really affect too much of anything. The only thing that happens is that you can use the row that I'm using as state to go through. It's not like walled off from you, but that's really not the biggest deal. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is running well. Okay, but I don't love the end condition right now. It works, it's fine. But I want to make it a little bit better, and I really just want to make it so you do a certain number at max size. We're gonna do like 5 or 10. That way the games, like on a really big board, you at least get all the way to the big thing, and then you have a certain number of turns there. So let's say you get 10. So let's make this a constant because it seems like a constant. Constant turns at max size. Let's do 10. 5? We'll do 10. No, we'll do 5. Okay. If max board size, if current level minus turns at max size is greater than max board size. If current level minus the turns at max size is greater than the max board size is less than, we want to place a food. Place a food as long as we aren't turns at max size levels over the max size. I'm not sure if that actually makes any sense. I'm also not sure that's what I want. It might be though. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that was an interesting level. Like, why did I end up there? Binary inverter. Yep. My binary number is 11101. Nope. Binary decimal 29. Okay, so current level. Yeah, okay, well that does make sense. Current level minus max board size minus initial board size. Yeah. Is that what I want? I don't really know. Let's try that though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's just wait till it's at max size and then I'll start counting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like might have been 1 or 2 off. Oh, okay. We're still going. There we go. 10100. 10100. I think that's what I said. 20, which is you start at 15. Then you start at 10, you grow to 25, that's 15, and then you add 5, you get to 20. Perfect. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted it to do at the moment. Oh, hey, sorry, chat. I didn't realize that there were people in chat. Official bolts. What maze generation algorithm is used? It's one from Wikipedia that I just kind of like smashed together. But let's see if we can find it. Yeah, it's the recursive division method according to Wikipedia. So basically it follows these little images over here. So you start with the empty board and then you put walls up and you cut some holes in the wall. And then you just keep recursively going until you end up with a maze. I really like these recursive diagrams. So something like this is happening. And yeah, so that one was what we did for the first few streams a couple weeks ago, and that took a while to get right, but it's working pretty well now. While I'm thinking about this, one of the last fun things we did in maze generation that made this look a lot better is I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that they had only cut 3 holes in the walls here. This segment here doesn't have a hole, and that works out because you can still get from any spot to any other spot with only 3 holes. I was cutting 4 at first, and that made the maze kind of way too easy to solve. But with 3 cuts in the walls, we're getting some pretty good mazes. And yeah, J Lafayette, the board viewer is really, really nice. This is the first time I've played around with it, but I really like it. I haven't done this locally yet, and it's really nice. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and sorry I wasn't paying attention to chat for a minute. I will be better about that. So yeah, right now we were just working on was getting kind of an artificial end limit, because as you can kind of see, once the maze kind of grows, it starts out smaller in the center and then grows as you finish levels. But eventually, we needed the game to end, or else it would just kind of keep going forever with a determined enough snake, and that wasn't going to be amazing for the Battlesnake games server to have unlimited games, or never-ending games. So what we are doing at the moment is saying the board's going to grow until it hits its max size, and then you get, I think I said 5 was the constant. You get 5 turns at max size, and then it just doesn't spawn you a food, so you immediately starve. And that works, but I don't think it's my favorite. What I think I want to do instead is change it so the food just moves away from you and you starve out, because that sounds evil and kind of fun. So let's see if we can do that. Actually, but let's do a commit first, because we got some stuff working. Games aren't infinite now. They end by not spawning a food when you have reached a certain number of turns at the max board size. Reading some chats. Last time I did maze generation, I did recursive depth first search, I think it's called. Nice, yeah. This is really the first time I've like done much maze generation, so it was really fun to get started. When oh yeah, randomized depth first search. That was this algorithm more up top, and I looked into doing it this way, and the thing that was making it seem harder for me in Battlesnake, and this was probably not like super true, this was just the problem I was having, was this algorithm seemed better suited for a thing where you could draw walls between cells rather than the walls having to be cells, because like in the board we're just using hazards as walls, so like each cell becomes a wall. You can't draw a wall like between things. And I was having trouble figuring out how to make the randomized depth first search work that way. Have no doubt it's possible. I just was struggling with that and switched to the recursive division method because I was able to wrap my head around that a bit better. I'm glad you like my evil idea, Jay Lafayette. Um, yeah, Brad talked about making an API for ending the game early, and I think they're thinking about that. I actually kind of like, I don't mind that it doesn't have a built-in way, because, like, as the maze maker, there are definitely ways you can make the game end, right? You can just stop spawning food, or spawn walls around the snake or something that, you know, just makes it so there's no way for them to possibly continue. So I don't know if I think it really needs a its own API, but it's definitely something that Brad was talking about. So I wouldn't be super surprised if it does end up being a thing they make eventually. But I think I want to do this evil mode. The evil mode sounds fun. So once you're at this max size, like once you hit this condition, I think we want to make it so the food moves away from you. But let's think about how I want to do that. So I think it's going to be something right here, right? Where, okay, cool. So it's going to probably be something like this, because I actually had something like this earlier. This bit of code tries to, when you got the food, it tried to place the food randomly on the same maze, so you could keep going. And I think I want something like this, but instead of when you eat the food, I want to say when you're some amount of spaces away. And I think I'm not going to implement a very like smart search for that. I'm just going to say if you're like within 3 Manhattan distances away from it, or something something easy like that. Because, you know, I have an A star or A prime in my snake code, but that's in Rust, and I don't really feel like porting that over to Golang for adding it to the board repo, or the rules repo right now. Reading your chat, Bolts. I think for Battlesnake, an idea for the recursive is that you could make a graph and disconnect to make walls to have 0 neighbors. Yeah, I think I'm following, but I would need to like walk through that a little bit to understand more what you mean there with disconnecting the walls to make it have 0 neighbors. That like kind of makes sense from when I was trying to do it before, and that's what the depth first search algorithm tries to do, is like, you know, disconnect the walls to make there be 0 neighbors. But I am not 100% sure what that would look like. But that could be another good maze for me or someone else to try next time. Comparing different maze algorithms would be pretty fun. Okay, let's work on evil mode though. I'm also liking my name of evil mode. And I think we can do that. I think we're gonna not need it to be in here anymore, because this is our create maze, which is like we just start with a brand new maze, but we actually don't want to do that here. Do I need my max board size stuff somewhere else? Because I kind of think I want that in update board as well, because without that, it's gonna be harder for me. Okay, so let's extract that to a function. Function, max board size, it takes in a board state, and a current level as an int64, and it returns, I think I'm still keeping these as an int64. Oh, actually, oh, for max board size, it's literally just this, isn't it? Okay, well, do I think I need that then? That's just, yeah, let's just do it. It's easier. And it's not gonna be an int64, it's just gonna be an int. And I'm like just literally doing this. And it's not called initial board state, it's just called board state here. Was this necessary? No, probably not. But you know, now I have it. Okay. Max board size from last board state. Oh, that's a really cool idea. With a graph, you could easily have the maze be wrapped. Yeah, a wrapped mode maze like that would be really fun. I hadn't thought about that. I did think about wrapped mode with this maze, but with how I was drawing the walls and everything, it seemed a little better to actually, you know, draw the walls and disconnect it from wrapping in some sense. But that would be really fun. You should definitely give it a try and let us know how it goes, Bolts. Okay, so I have my max board size now. And then what was I comparing it to? Here, though, I was comparing it to... I kind of want this to be a function. Function... Game... needs to end soon. So that's going to take in a max board size integer and a current level, and it's going to do something like that. It's gonna be this. I wonder if that was kind of close to what I wanted. It had some like things in there that I don't think it was, right? Why can't I do these things? Is this a 64? It's probably a 64. Yay, that was easy. Okay, so then, well, I guess if I just wanted to do this here, if the game doesn't need to end soon. Okay, so let's just make sure that keeps working. Max board size declared but never used. Oh yeah, that's true. That is factual. Thank you, Go. Ooh, okay, so I definitely messed that up. Yeah, let's see this. So if current level is, yeah, okay. I named it game needs to end soon, but I did the opposite. Let's do it this way. Try again. Yeah, much better. And then we should go for 20-ish turns now, I believe, and then we will force the game to be over. Currently by just not spawning a food, but we're about to get into evil mode. The 25 by 25 board is like just small enough where like I haven't seen Frank run out of health before he solves it. When we try bigger game boards, that definitely does happen. Actually, you know what? Let's take a pause and do that really quick. This is just some function extractions. Extract some functions to make deciding when the game is over easier. Okay. But now I actually want to go to my maze.sh file and I want to break things. So I know that in the actual Battlesnake like engine, you can only do 25 by 25 with the board repo, but let's find out what happens when I do a 50 by 50. Oh, hey Brad, you came just in time to try to watch me break the local board integration. Let's see what happens when I do a 50 by 50. Ooh, it works. I love it. See, things didn't break. Everything worked great. Not saying this is what really needs to happen in like real life, but I just wanted to experiment. The 25 by 25 does work really well, but thought it would be fun to see what it looks like with a really big one. And this is what I was actually mentioning that got me thinking about this. There's definitely a chance when we get to the bigger board sizes here, depending on the food spawns and the actual maze, that Frank might not be able to always get the food without running out of health. Because I don't make the health change at all while you're doing the maze, so it's definitely possible that some of these paths are actually just too long. This one looks like it could be it. Lots of back and forthing. Yep, there we go. So yeah, like that's one thing that's kind of fun about the big boards, is that eventually food spawns do like just make it end by themselves. But you do need a big board for that to happen. The 25 by 25, it seems to be the case that most of the time it's solvable. So let's go back to that, since I think that's what this is going to look like when it launches live a little bit. And let's just I think I already saw this working, but I want to triple check that after 20 levels, this just stops us still. Another thing that I might do is when I do pick the food spawns, I might try to pick them so they at least end up a little farther away. Sometimes the ones that are like right there are boring, but you know, maybe the boring ones aren't the boring mazes aren't the end of the world when you can play lots of levels in a row. Okay, yeah. Let's get back to evil mode. Evil mode sounds like a lot of fun. So in create maze, I think create maze is now gonna stop caring about this. We just are always gonna pick a food. Like, we always need a food to be on the board. And so instead, we're gonna move that all down to in here, where we need max board size. So for the food too far away problem, you could use a flood fill from the snake head and then spawn food within a target range of distance from the snake. Yeah, you're totally right. And I'm actually just not sure if I think that's a problem that I want to solve. But you're definitely right, it's solvable. Oh, and Brad, thank you. I think it's looking really good too. I'm excited to get this wrapped up. But J Lafayette, I'm not sure if I think it's totally bad. Like, you know, in all these challenges, some of them are luck-based, so I'm not sure if I'm super concerned that a maze isn't solvable at the very big sizes, you know? I guess I don't love the challenges that are luck of the draw-based, so maybe that's something worth thinking about. But I guess, to be honest, the 50 by 50 board isn't something that's going to be super supported in the engine at the moment anyway, so maybe not worth thinking about too much. I'm also trying to, like, well, I think I'm just being lazy, but I'm also trying to stay away from implementing harder or, like, you know, more complicated algorithms in the rules repo, you know, like, you know, flood filly things that I could do easily with my snake code are just, you know, would have to be re-implemented here, which I guess isn't bad, but I am being lazy at the moment. Okay, but let's do this. If game needs to end soon, what do we want to do? Yeah, a V2 feature, I think, for sure. But definitely something to think about if everyone really likes the maze generation. I also thought about things like maybe when the board gets that big, you just need to have multiple pieces of food. And, like, if you're getting really fancy, you could probably place the food so that they're exactly at where you need them to be. You know, you have, like, 1 health left and you find the last food to make it, like, even harder. Ooh, should try a constrictor mode. Oh man, giving me all kinds of bad ideas. I need to finish up evil mode first. So Brad, you joined after I explained evil mode. Evil mode is gonna make the game end by when you get close to the food. It's just gonna move the food. So you're never gonna actually be able to get to the food at the end. But yeah, I do think constrictor would be fun because you could, like, trace the whole path back exactly like you're saying. J Lafayette, that would be really fun. Okay, so if the game needs to end soon, let's see. What do I want to do here? So I want to get, like, my head. Perfect. I don't think I have a Manhattan distance function or anything. Oops. Nope. Ooh. Fun noises just happened on my computer, but I'm not sure what they were for. Oh, I got a follow. Thanks, not even joking. Thanks for the follow. Let's add a function for Manhattan distance. Now, if only ABS was an actual function, we'd be off and running. Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't work. Oh, no, it is just one number. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Good job, Copilot. Nice. Okay. Evil mode distance to food. Oh, we'll set it at 5. Not even joking. So first I'll answer the first question. What are we working on today? We are working on, here, let's do a demo. I think I'm still in a state that'll compile. Let's find out. That's actually, I just want to make sure that I don't have anything going on in my update. I lost my place. Yeah. Okay. So what we're working on is we're working on, oh, dang it. One more comment. There we go. Okay. We're working on, so Battlesnake just recently added ability to make custom maps. And so we used that to make this maze generation. So this is a randomly generated maze. And you can see that it like started small and it's going to grow to fit the max board size. So we've been working on that for a couple weeks now, and it's looking really, really good. And the one thing that we noticed in previous weeks was that it would keep going forever, basically at like a 25 by 25 size with a good enough snake that could find the path. It was basically never ending. And actually that's what we're seeing now, because I think I have stuff commented out. So basically a snake that can do a search through a whole board can almost always get to the food at this size. Ooh, this one will be an interesting one. Maybe it won't. Nope, it made it. Got low on food, or low on health, but it made it. So what we're working on now is we need a way for the game to end, and I had one at the beginning of stream where after a certain amount of levels it just kind of stopped. But I think it's more fun in what I'm calling evil mode, where once you hit like the max levels that we want it to the game to stop at, we're just gonna move the food as you get close to it so that you can't actually get the food. And that just seems annoying and fun to the snakes. So we're gonna work on that. And then why is there no standard library absolute value function? There might be. But so Golang's not my usual language. I've been doing Rust mostly for all of my snake stuff. And it does have things, but the thing when I did min, there is a math.min, but it works on floats. And since Go generics are pretty new, it doesn't seem like the standard library uses them for the math functions yet, or at least I might be on an older version of Go as well. I'm not positive. And then I didn't even check absolute value. I just kind of assumed it was also going to work on floats and not integers, and I definitely wanted integers. And Copilot wrote the thing for me. So yeah, it was nice and easy. But yeah, that is one thing that I've been learning about Go here, is that like I actually have lots of these things that I would have assumed were in a standard library. Like removing duplicate values from a slice. I think this was a generic problem as well. Finding the position, like the index, removing something from a slice, checking if it contains something in the slice. So like all of these are things that I felt like I would get for free, and did not. And they aren't hard to write or anything, but something I'm learning about Golang. Okay. I think we are good to get back to doing some evil mode. Okay, so we need these again. Yeah. Okay, so then food equals food at 0. This is, well, I need to do that. And now it's declared but never used. It is a point. Perfect. I think I actually do want to do this first, because if you've gotten the food, I want to, basically, if I get here, I want to make sure there is a food. So let's do the if you got it first. If the game needs to end soon, and the Manhattan distance from my head to food is less than, yep, that was exactly right, Copilot. Except that's not what I want to do. Okay, so if this is going to happen, what do we want to do? First, I want to do editor dot remove food, remove that food. Perfect, and we're going to add another food. So we're going to do something like this. And actually, I already have code up here this, can I reuse this? Like I can, but do I want to? I'm gonna just like literally copy paste it and see if I eventually want to extract it to something else. Getting back to some chats quick. Yeah, the Go not having generic math functions is interesting. I think it is just because generics are new. I assume it'll catch up, but we will see. Yeah, I'm really liking this maze mode. Brad and team definitely inspired me to do this. It's been kind of a, you know, a team effort all the way through with getting the new map supported and then getting these mazes made. I'm glad that everyone is enjoying them as well. And ooh, I made a typo in Manhattan distance. Did I just spell Manhattan distance wrong? Cause probably. Manhattan, not and yeah, good call. Let's see. Manhattan distance. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Good catch. Because I would have totally committed that and not even realized at all. Good to figure that out. Okay, so I need some of these things. So initial board state isn't this, though it's last board state. Can I just... Nope, nothing to rename. It's unfortunate. Last board state. Last board state. Me, body. Yeah. Me, body. So this is the last board state, not hazards. And the Manhattan distance between adjusted food. Yeah, so now I want to say it's farther away from you, because that's the whole point. But I do need to get actual board size. So let's just grab that from here. What? Undeclared name Rand. What do you mean? Like that's Oh, it isn't that. Okay. Like I think I just want to run this now. If the game needs to end soon and the Manhattan distance is less than 5, we remove the food from the board. I just like it in this order better. Makes sense to me. Remove the food from the board, and then we work on placing it. We say that isn't placed. We keep going. We pick a random thing. We adjust it for how the board works. Then we say, if it's not a hazard, and it's not on top of me, and it's far enough away from me, add it to the board. Let's see. So when I had this before where it would try to move the food while you did the maze, one thing that I found that one reason I turned that off was because once you actually got the food, sometimes you were in a corner and couldn't keep going. So one reason I'm trying to do, yeah, the Manhattan distance of 5 away thing is that there's a better chance that you can actually get there. So what happened here, and this is kind of what I was talking about, what I was just mentioning, so it was a really good example. The food moves here. Oh, it put it in a hazard. Okay, so that's a bad food spawn. I need to figure out why that happened. And maybe this adjusting just doesn't need to happen here. I'm wondering if I just don't need to adjust it in this case. Because, like, I've already made the board. I'm not... Like, I guess it actually kind of might be nicer to adjust it. Yeah, adjusting is not a bad idea, but it, like, obviously didn't work right. If the hazards don't contain it... Yeah, so, like, why did that happen? Let's change some of these constants to be, like, 24 and 1, just so that, like, we start out very big and we don't have to get through many mazes to get into evil mode. And we'll see some evil mode stuff. Yeah. Okay, so those ones are all working great. Yeah, if it always spawned in a wall, that would be... Yeah, I think you're totally right, J Lafayette, that having a food in the wall would allow the snakes to go through it. I actually did notice that once, where it broke things earlier and it put something in the wall, and that does allow you to go through the wall, because as soon as you get the food, you get 100 health, and then you leave the wall, and you're fine again. So that actually totally did work. And yeah, I'm saying wall, but yes, yeah, I think we're on the same page with wall as in hazard of 100 damage. So yeah, but no, this evil mode is working well, except, like, and I guess maybe it's fine, right? It's not a huge deal. We were trying to end the game anyways. But I didn't love when it spawned it on the wall, just because, like, that wasn't what we were trying to do. See, this one's interesting. Oh, is my flood fill, or not my flood fill, I wonder if this seems like a bug in my, my A prime. I could you want to, like, let's see what it looks like when I force it to spawn in a wall, because maybe that's fun. But this also seems like a bug. I think I could have gotten here, right? Because I don't think my A prime accounts for my body moving out of the way, because, like, you could have gone up here, done the roundabout, and then came back out, or not that way, you know, however you get to the food afterwards. But I don't think my A prime knows that, so it doesn't find a way through this, and then ends up crashing into the wall, I think is what's happening. So that's interesting. But like yeah, let's do one more like this, because I just want to see. Yeah, that's looking good for that. Awesome. Okay, so I like that, and now let's see what happens if I make it always spawn in a wall, because, like, you know, I like that. That sounds fun, too. And that should be as easy as this. It just puts it in a wall. I like it. Let's try a few more, though. We're getting ones where I, like, don't keep going much after that, and I just want to see. We're just getting, like, the bad luck of the draw here with some of these. Yeah, there we go. What do we think, chat? Do we wanna I wonder if you could build this into a valid map mode, have it move but always still be reachable. Yeah, I thought about that. That was actually one of my initial ideas, Brad, was and, like, that's where some of this code that I just started from, was when I had it where it didn't make the maze bigger each time you got the food, it moved it around. But then I had the problem, like you're kind of mentioning here, with having it always be reachable. It would be things where, like, there would be a food spawned here the first time, and you'd go up to grab it, and then you couldn't keep moving, right? You're surrounded, so, like, the game had to be over. So that's why I currently flipped it to always making a new map every time you got food, because it was harder to do the spawns correctly. I bet it's possible, right? It's probably just about picking the food spawns more carefully, but didn't do that yet. I do like these spawning into the walls, but it looks a little more broken to me visually when I don't know what's going on. So I think I'm gonna keep it this way. I also might have just been getting lucky, but it seemed like, yeah. It seemed like they were going a little longer when I was doing evil mode, where it looked like you could get the food. I think this looks a little bit more like evil mode this way, because it looks like you should be able to keep getting the food, even though you can't. And I like that. I don't really like... I might want to actually fix my, my A prime, because I don't like that it doesn't know that it can actually get out of here. That's also probably something that would, like, you know, be useful for my snakes in real life, too. So yeah. Yeah, no, I do want to think about those fun, like, you know, never-ending kind of maze thing, like you're mentioning there, Brad, where the food just keeps moving. But yeah, I would that was what I was having problems with. That'll be a, you know, a V2, V3, you know. We'll get there eventually. Okay. Yeah, I like it when it doesn't spawn into the walls. And I like when it spawns far away from you. I like that. Okay, we're getting pretty close here, team, I think. I'll probably change these constants back down so that it doesn't Oh, that was a great one. Oh, what a good evil mode. Oh, that was like a perfect example of evil mode. Here, let's do this while I'm thinking about it. Let's just make a GIF out of this so that I could share this easily. Record. Go. I like that while I'm live streaming and recording everything, I'm also using a GIF recorder to record the exact same thing. It's perfect. Awesome. That was nice and easy, though. Cool. Random thought, could you maintain length when you reposition the snake? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, let's try that quick. Get evil. Oh, let's actually change my constants again. This was at 10. This was at 5. Get evil mode implemented to force the game to end. And then let's work on that, Brad. And that would be fun too, because now the snake would actually get bigger, might make the mazes harder. It actually might make the problem I was having with my A prime more apparent, which is kind of fun. So, yeah, snake length wood shows you how many mazes you solved. If you pay close attention, the binary, oh, it's gone because I closed the thing. But let's watch a bigger one because it'll be easier. While snake length definitely will tell you, you can also watch my little binary counter go off in the corner to keep track of how many levels we've done. So, you know, if you know the secret and you can sight read binary, which I cannot, you can also kind of tell which level you're on. But let's also see if we can get the length to reflect it as well. That would be a better way to do it for sure. And then, like, at that point, I kind of implemented the binary counting for nothing, but I had a lot of fun doing it, so I'm pretty okay with that. Oh, whoa! Wait, what just happened? Wow. Few things were really interesting to me about that. The first thing that was really interesting is there's, like, no food. And the second thing that's really interesting to me about that is Frank didn't immediately blow himself up when there isn't food. He just spiraled till he ran out. So why was there no food? Let's run another and see if I broke everything. Okay, yeah, that was working. I'm not really sure what happened. Would it break the game engine to have a snake length of 1? That's an awesome question as well. I can figure out if it'll break the local engine in just a minute, but I can't make promises about the real engine, obviously. Okay, but I want to watch one more hit evil mode, and then we will play with some snake size stuff. See, again, that one launched it right into a hazard. Interesting. Like, don't I explicitly have the thing here that says... Oh, this says temp board state. Wait, no, that's what I want there. That's not an update. This is an update. Interesting. Oh. Wow, has this been doing the wrong thing the whole time and we just got lucky? And the answer to that is yes, definitely was doing the wrong thing the whole time and we were getting lucky. Oof, so many tabs. So what was happening there was I have like two kinds of positions here. I have the adjusted position, which is like inside the small board, and then the real position, which is on the real board, and I was comparing across them incorrectly. But I think I fixed that. It means we shouldn't see these foods ever spawn in the hazard walls anymore once we hit evil mode. But apparently it also means sometimes we won't spawn foods. Okay, well, I don't want to mess with that right now, so we are going to... Oh, also, that's not what I wanted. I was saying that it had to be farther away from the existing food, which is actually pretty fine because that's kind of close to my head, but this is better. Okay, one more with this fix, and then we will move on. But I'm actually not sure if that was going to change much of anything. I'm not really sure how we ever got to not place a food. Like, that one's pretty interesting to me. Love it. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let's keep rolling here. Did I commit? Nope. Fix small bugs about where we spawned the food in evil mode. Okay, let's try some small snake stuff. Okay, so when we spawn our snake, here, snake body. Oh, cool. Here's my snake body. Let's make some more constants. Make head position. Rules.point00 const snake tail position. Yep. Point literal value is not constant. Well, okay. Like, I understand what you're saying, but like also it is constant. So yeah, no. Boop. Yeah, I know I can't make them constants. It's fine. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just going to set it up so that the snake body starts with just the head, and then we do for yeah, something like that. Except I want it to be less than current level. Snake body equals append a tail. So depending on your current level, you get an extra tail. And I think that's all we need to do. Yeah, Frank's panic spin when he doesn't know what to do is amazing, and he doesn't always do that. But that was fun. Okay, well, so here's some fun stuff. A one-length snake kind of works, but looks hilarious. It moves along. I think this is my favorite, where the head doesn't move. It just kind of like shifts up. I love it. That's amazing. But then apparently something's wrong. Because I get a collided with itself error here. I don't really know why. Let's try again. I think it's gonna be about the same thing. Oh, whoa, is it just 2 that has an issue? Because that's weird. Now it's working fine if I just skip the 1. Okay, this is also a lot more fun to watch. Like, the snake growing is definitely definitely good. Like, this makes the game a lot of fun to watch. Okay, so I want to figure out what's going on with that 1 length thing. It's not huge. Any checks in the code that find the tail by taking... Oh, yeah. Yeah, the board needs to have a neck to know which direction it's facing. That makes sense. So maybe we'll just start with a 2 for snake instead of a 1 for snake. It was really fun to see it do that. Oh, and Jay Lafayette about stacking the whole body on the same position as the head. So I learned that the quote-unquote hard way. It works on the first turn only, because on the first turn only, the rules has an exception to not check for your head colliding with the other parts of your body. But after that, that check does come into play. So when I replace a snake, I have to make sure its head and tail are not on the same spot, which is why I'm spawning the food in my fake row down here where I don't spawn the head. So head and then every tail spawns here. That just makes it so that I don't immediately die when I place a snake. And yeah, let's check for some tail checks, like you're saying, where I'm doing something. Well, not surprising to me, because I didn't think I was doing any tail checks. But I don't think I'm doing any tail checks. Yeah, not any valid looking ones of those. Okay, let's play with this a little bit. We might end up changing it because the one guy looks hilarious anyways, and we might not want to keep that. But I don't really understand what's happening here. Like, you get the food and then collided with itself. I'm wondering if this is a rules bug as well. Not gonna blame it on rules yet, but it feels like I'm not colliding with myself here. But I definitely could be. Here's all my hazards. Yeah, that snake is not on top of itself. And also, why does the 2 break here, but doesn't break on the first round here? Oh, this is the check, though, I bet, right? I bet that's the check we were just talking about, because now on the first turn, they're like this. And for whatever reason, the first turn's fine. Okay, let's dig in code. We're gonna whoa, okay. We're gonna look at when this happens because we're like literally already in the rules repo. We might as well see where that happens. I'm gonna say it's in standard, but I'm guessing. Move snake. Yeah, so like where's a collision elimination? I'm not sure if this is a self-elimination or not, but that's okay. We're gonna look through it. Check for self-collisions first. And actually, what does this say? Because doesn't this tell me how I died? Oh, actually, I'm in the version that is working. So let's go back to my code for a second. Change it to this so that it'll break. Whoop. Okay, and then it breaks. Snake self-collision. Yep, okay. Okay, so it's this. Snake has body collided. So you get the head. Oh, wait a sec, but what are we doing? We're passing... Oh, nope, not that. I want to look for... Oh, go to the references to this. Yeah, this. So if you pass it the same snake twice. Okay, so you look at the head, and then you loop over the body. No, this looks like it should be right, though, because if I equals 0, like, we don't check the head against the head, but then we check the head against every other position. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure why this is causing a... Well, actually, let's look at something else, though. Because where's the thing that makes this not get checked on turn, like, 0? Like, why does this not always happen? Because that feels potentially interesting. So that's probably in when we actually call this. We probably just don't do that when the board is just being set up, would be my guess. That might be in pipeline? I'm not sure. So is this then what I want to look for? So I guess I need to figure out how the stages here work a little bit. Yeah, we don't check turn 0 for collisions. Yeah, that's what you had said to me, which totally makes sense. I'm just trying to see where in code that might happen. Well, mostly because I'm curious, but I'm also wondering if that's where we're seeing a slight issue with, the two size things. So this just opens a new pipeline and executes it. So let's look at how pipelines work. It seems like pipelines just go through the different things that are registered. So like when we call execute, it's just gonna go through and all the stages. Okay, so that makes sense. And then if I go to standard again, like stage eliminated, standard, this guy. Eliminate snake standard, that's the actual method, which is here. This is initialization. I bet it's this. Checks whether the current state means the game is initializing. We can safely assume that this game state when... Okay, so that's where it is. That was it. That makes sense. That doesn't actually help me understand why this is happening in my case here, though, but that's okay. I don't really need to find out, because I think the 1-bit snake isn't interesting. And my bug only happens when I have the 1-bit snake, so it's not a huge deal. But I'm pretty curious. So... skipped. Okay, so it was skipped the first time, and then not skipped later on, which makes sense, but still doesn't answer my question. Can't have a 0-length snake. We don't get an out of bounds thing. Interesting. Okay, well, I might not worry about this too much because I think the 1x1 snake looks a little silly anyways. But this doesn't seem like it should be a self-collision. But I don't think I'm going to debug that a ton right now. So we just do it this way. We start out with a length of 2 snake, and then it starts growing. Whoa, why did it grow so fast at the beginning? Did I just miss some really easy mazes? Or did something else happen? Yeah, I'm a little interested in that bug, Brad, but I think I'm going to move on for the moment because I don't think I actually wanted the 1x1 snake, but it is a little interesting that the 2x2 seemed to be breaking things. Oh man, we got another one where the food just, like, didn't spawn. Like, that's so weird. But, like, the game was supposed to end anyway, so it's not the end of the world. That was the goal. Okay, well, I think we're pretty good on that. I think let's do some of the final metadata stuff that was also added recently. I think in the maps now I can specify a, like, min and max size or something like that, which is pretty cool. Okay, nice. Yeah, you both had the same idea. And we're trying to. So when I pick the random food, but not in create maze, when I pick the random food in update, I'm supposed to be checking that, the hazards don't contain the food, my body doesn't contain the food, and the food is far enough away from my head. And then since I'm not moving my body, the body checks should be correct, I think. And this is what's really interesting. I, like, loop until food's placed. So I don't understand how I can get out of this without placing food. Yeah, can I, like, not print from here? How have I been doing this? Log.print. Do. No, never ignore you guys, Brad. You're giving good ideas. Whether they pan out or not is anyone's guess. But the ideas are great. I'm obviously not catching everything. Yeah, so okay, so at least it happened this time, so we can see, hopefully, I have a log, I hope, that says something about the evil mode food spawn. Who knows where it is? There we go. Oh, I'm placing it off the board. Look at that. So how's that happening? Yeah, so what is adjust position doing for me? Board width minus actual board size divided by 2 as an integer. The same with the y, and then we add that. So, like, these shouldn't be negative. Unless actual board size is bigger than board width? I could actually change my debug. My debug does a lot more, and I don't want everything. So we're not going to do that. Not sure why it's going off board though. The adjust going off board's interesting. Oop, this is... Nope, it made it. Wasn't sure about that one. Okay, and so that one didn't even go off the board, so it's not as good of a test. It's also hard to find. There we go. Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, my adjusts got negative, which is not really what I expected to happen there. So let's take a look at what I'm doing, because obviously something's a little wrong there. Okay, so what is adjust supposed to take? It's supposed to take in a position, the actual board size, and then the board height and board width. And like isn't this exactly like how I'm using this? Yeah. That's exactly how I'm using it. Like I'm using it for adjusted snake body here. I'm using it here. Like this is like almost exactly the same coat here. How is this possible? Because what's actual board size? Is that one of the things I print out? Current level. Oh, current level is actual board size? Oh. Got it. Because actual board size is, because I don't have this. Got it. Okay, so the problem here was that when I did update board, and I was talking about the actual board size, I forgot to tell it that it can't get bigger than the max board size. So really, this should probably be extracted to a function or something, so I can't forget it. But I think that is going to fix the problem. So let's run a few like that. Nice, Brad. Thanks for coming along. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully the kids' lunch is good, and we'll see you around. Thanks for joining. Okay, well that one worked. We got at least one spawning there correctly. But let's get into evil mode faster. Nice. Okay. Gonna run a few more to make sure that evil mode can actually works now with adjusting correctly. I think it should. Because I use adjusting in lots of other places, so if it was more broken, I think we'd see a lot of more issues. Yeah, everything's looking good. Love it. Okay, so let's get rid of some of these, or let's bring this back down to what I want it to be at. So this was debug maze generation. Yep, and then I have a evil mode. Let's just delete that one. Keeping this, get the snake to grow. Love that. Okay. Have the snake keep growing by adding tail segments to match the current level. We start at 2 length for 2 reasons. One, the 1 length snakes look weird on the board since they don't have a neck to orient themselves. 2, wait, was that the only reason? That was the only reason, I think. Here we also fix a bug where evil mode was trying to place food off the map. Okay. I have to run go format, and I don't ever remember stealing it from my notes. Yay! Oh man, there's like so much that didn't get cleaned up until then. Always good to run that. Run go format. Go that. I don't really know what that does, but okay. Okay, awesome. And then wow, so many tabs. Close, 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 close. Okay. There is a last few things that I want to work on here. Oh, cool. Now go format was mad me in this one. Okay. And then there is some new. Got that done. Did the linting issues. Oh, plus missing some metadata that the unit tests expect. Should be able to like go test or something, right? Okay, well, go test is working. But there might be some new metadata. Let's look at the map stuff. Maps. Metadata or readme? Does the readme have that now? Okay, so I was told... Oh, well, of course it's not here. I have to, like... That was silly. How do I want to do this? How many commits have I made? 23. Have I merged? Have I rebased? How's this been looking? Looks like it happened. Okay, so let's do this. Go check out main, go default origin. G rebase off main. Oh, dang it. I was hoping we weren't going to have conflicts. Might go with the merge then. I didn't really want to, like, that was enough commits that I didn't really feel like going through all the way. Yeah, there we go. Add the metadata. That's what I was looking for. Okay, what's in metadata now? We've got some more things. Awesome. Okay, I'm just looking through these. Version's nice and easy. It's just a version number. Min players and max players are going to be 1 for this, and then board size. I think I want to say unlimited sizes because it adapts to the board size. And the max is really just defined by whatever the max they want to allow is. This thing can go up to way bigger. So that should be easy enough. I'm surprised that... Oh, because that's just go. Everything's initialized if you don't init it. I was wondering why this didn't just, like, get mad at me. Min players 1, max players 1. Board sizes are, like, I don't know how to do an unlimited here. Oh, so it might need to be an array of something? I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's look at some of the other maps. Like maybe the standard map has the same thing in it. Okay, and they just do any size. Like that. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Nope, not go test. Oh, that's like fine. I wanted my go format. Oh, is that what it is? It's dot, then the triple? Still doesn't know about that. What about that? Still nothing. Okay, well, whatever. Add the missing metadata pieces. And then I think that's looking pretty good. The only other thing I'm gonna want to do probably is revert this. But I guess let's push this up and make sure it works, and I'll do that as the last thing I do is revert the board CLI commit. Okay. Awesome, we're queued up for these things. Let's take a look at the diff while we wait for those. Oh, this is the stuff I'm going to revert. That makes sense. I was just confused why it was here. All the CLI stuff is going to be reverted. Yeah, this file's like my only diff, which makes sense. Okay, awesome. That comment wants to stay. It explains that. Brad, I would ask Brad about this, but I think he left, and that's totally fine. Not sure if they wanted me to get more creative with this name, but I think I'm fine with leaving it at the moment. Oh, so I do have this set. Interesting. That's interesting with this any size thing. So I actually have it set with a minimum right now, and there isn't a minimum size in the map stuff at the moment. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. I would personally for this kind of like to be able to say that there's a minimum board size and no maximum. So it doesn't want to do smaller than 10 by 10, but it can get as big as it wants. But I think as a compromise, what I'll do is I'll try to just set my initial board size to 7 so that at least in the UI there isn't a way to make one that's smaller than I can handle. Isn't this where I like put my maze.sh file? Did I lose it at some point? Huh. I feel like I might have lost my my little script. The snake case matches how the arcade maze is named, which is arcade maze. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for checking my casing. Okay, so that looks good there. Yeah, so do we want to maybe change this to solo maze? I could get behind that, J Lafayette. But let's look at the arcade maze, and do they do capitals anywhere? Okay, yeah, so they call this arcade maze in normally style. So let's call this solo maze. I like that. And we can call that solo maze as well. Perfect. Okay, so now let's see. Oh yeah, I lost my script, that's all. Which is like fine, but I liked that script. I even had added it to my own like little exclude file. So like why did it just get deleted? I wonder if I lost it when I was doing the rebasing and stuff. Not a problem, just slightly annoying to steal again, but not hard. I have to find my remove my little debugging script. Add maze.sh again. Open maze.sh. Sure. Why won't you like insert into that? Oh, it's because my it's not copying to my clipboard. What's going on? Yeah, there is two names. There's like the stylized name and then the like ID name, kinda. So there are two. There we go. Okay. 25 by 25 here. We're not gonna view it. I don't think I need a delay anymore either because that's only about the CLI. Browser, and then this becomes solo maze because we just changed it to that. Okay, 7 by 7. Yeah, awesome. So 7 by 7 works great. That's very like small maze to start out, but then it'll at least fit in the smallest board possible. I guess actually I will try a 7 by 7 here in just a second to make sure that that works, but it should. And then we should be getting into evil mode here relatively shortly. Nice. Okay. But yeah, let's do a 7 by 7. Let's make sure this works. 7, 7. Nice. Oh, here's a fun one. I'm in an infinite loop. Let's fix that in a second. Yeah, okay, I'm in an infinite loop. The problem is that I have it. I don't need that open anymore. In update maze, where I am saying that update board. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. When I say you have to be bigger than the evil mode distance to food, that only works if that's actually possible. So like there's nowhere on this board that I can get 5 pieces away from food. So maybe I need to not use the constant here. Like maybe if the board's too small, I need to make it smaller. Or I could just drop it. Because like there's not a ton of value in it. It's just gonna keep moving all over every turn, which is kind of hilarious. So like, once we enter evil mode, it just moves on you like so much when you're on a small board, which is kind of amazing. Every turn you move, you like basically are always close enough to it, so it like always moves. Oh my gosh, those ones are amazing. It actually made it to a new level. It wasn't supposed to be able to make it to a new level here in evil mode, but it did. Which is actually one reason I kind of like it the other way. Because this one actually could technically lead to an infinite game. It won't, but it could. But what if I do this? What if I say it's greater than or equal to 1? What if I say it can't be right next to you? Yeah. Then at least it doesn't spawn right next to you each time. Could take the max board size divided by 2 and 5. Yeah, that's good, right? Will that work? Because if I'm here, that would be 3. So like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. That might work. That might work. Distant. What do I want? I want min distance from food. Distance from food equals. Yeah, board size greater than 2 is rounded down. Yep, exactly. So what do I want to do? I want the max, which I don't have a function for, but I can make one. I want the max of, I'm literally just reading what you wrote there. So evil mode distance to food, and then I want the actual board size. No. That. And I probably don't need those in prints. But I do need to write a max function. Yay, Copilot. But you could also run into problems where all of the available spots are hazards, so maybe it might be best to have try this, and then if there isn't possible, spawn wherever. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, this might still infinite loop, right? In some edge cases. Let's try it out. We're gonna just keep chugging along. We'll keep plugging holes as we find them. Is that the best way to code? Maybe not, but we're gonna do it anyways. I do want to do that. You know, it's hard to see, but that one was fine. And it's really only on this small board size that any of this is super relevant. So one thing that's interesting is evil mode's the only time it doesn't spawn close to you. But I kind of like, I think that's fine. Again, I maybe want to refactor all of this later so we don't have multiple. Ah, see, there we go. We hit the infinite loop again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should be 3. This wants to be a min, not a max. Which means we actually don't need our max function anymore. Look at that. Yeah, I agree with you, J Lafayette. It's not gonna happen often. So it's maybe just not worth worrying about. And it's also really only a problem on these like tiny boards. Let's basically just see if I can cause this to infinite loop. Looking good. Let's try this though. I have an idea. Yeah, I could. So that was the problem I was having, Jay Lafayette, is I actually do have code here that like kind of disallows small boards, right? I set the initial maze size to something, and I blow up if we don't have a big enough board. The problem ish is that the metadata that the map wants us to provide has a board sizes property, but how it's working today is that the only options are either one fixed size, multiple fixed sizes, or any size. And I don't really want to do one of the fixed sizes because I like being able to choose sizes, and the code works with that. So then we're in this unlimited case. So I was trying to make it as unlimited as possible, meaning like the smallest board size you can make in the UI is 7x7. So I was gonna say like, you know, that maybe is the minimum that I want to support, and then let it get as big as possible. So that's why I'm playing with 7x7s just at the moment, just because I want to see if it works. And I think what I'm about to do now is I like this, and then what I want to do is in this min distance to food, if oh, so this one actually doesn't have tries, which is fine maybe, but I have tries somewhere else. Wait a sec, is this a different reason that that's an infinite loop? Is it because this rand is actually deterministic for the turn? That would be interesting. Okay, there we go. We at least hit the infinite loop case. Log dot print tries. Yeah, okay, so that's our infinite loop. I think our infinite loop was actually kind of more hilarious than I thought it was. And it's that I just wasn't reseeding the random thing, so it was looping, but it never was gonna pick another thing. Like, it was just always gonna infinite loop, because it was using the same seeded random number generator each time. Not really sure what happened with this one. Just 16 turns. Oh, it might have just closed so early that it never even connected. Yep, it closed so early it didn't even connect. Oh, it connected there. But yeah, so those counted as levels, which makes sense. So it's really kind of funny on the small board in that just like it just like moves around all the time. While the food isn't placed and tries is less than max tries isn't defined. Yep. Okay, so now if we're ever looping for more than 100 tries, we'll just not place a food, which is like better. Like that means we at least want infinite loop now, which is better than infinite looping. Okay, that's looking good. I have an absurd number of these tabs open. Tabs to the right. Close. Okay. Nice. Okay. Initial size is 10, max tries is 100 now. We changed to solo maze. We need to run go format again. Oh, I don't want to output the number of tries. Nope. Yep. Cool. We want to place a random food, but we also want an escape hatch for if the algo gets stuck in a loop trying to place the food. Perfect. Okay. Do. Oh, I can get rid of my max function. I don't think I ended up needing it. I'm actually surprised it doesn't yell at me for that. It yells at me for variables, but not functions, apparently, even when they're not public. Cool. Let's run maze on a 50 by 50, because I like seeing the maze on a 50 by 50. Make sure it works on the big one. We're definitely not going to make it to evil mode here. Oh! Is Frank taking a while to respond, or was something else happening? That was interesting. Not sure what that was. Something was thinking really hard there. Yeah, we're getting about to the size where it isn't going to be able to solve all the mazes depending on the randomness. This one might be it. Oh, yep. Nice. Oh, we're getting a raid coming in. Hello, new people to the stream. Golang in Rust. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I might have missed some of my tags today. We're doing more Golang today, though the snake that's running through my maze was written in Rust. So for the new people that are joining, I wanted to debug why this is slow, but we'll look at that in a second. So we are working on some stuff for Battlesnake, which is this snake game that we're kind of watching right here. And what we were actually working on is making this random generated maze for my snake to go through. So the maze generation and the rules of Battlesnake from the official team is in Golang. So we were using that for the maze generation. We've been mostly doing Go today. My snake, though, Frank, is written in Rust, and he's currently doing an A' search through the maze looking for the food each time. So we got most of this maze working really nicely this stream, and we are kind of wrapping up. I think there's a few more things we're going to look at, and we might run some more mazes. But this is working pretty well. We were just finishing up, wrapping up what I'm calling evil mode, which we probably won't be able to demo on this big of a board, but I will show it off on a smaller board in a few minutes. One issue that we had on the last streams was snakes that were smart enough on a smaller board could always solve the maze without ever running out of health. And then the games would kind of be infinite. So there, we never had a case where we'd run out of health in a smaller board, but since this got big enough, my snake couldn't make it there. So today we were working on what I called evil mode, which we can demo. Let's do a relatively small 15 by 15, where once you get to the big board, as big as it can get, and solve a few on the big board, it turns on what I called evil mode, where when you get close to the food, it moves away from you. So if we look at this, right? So once we got this food, now we entered evil mode where we need to force the game to end, and we're doing that by whenever you get close to food, within like 4 or 5 steps away, the food's gonna move. And then that is gonna make sure the game can end eventually. And then here my snake thought he was trapped, or was trapped, and couldn't keep going, so just took the wall dive. So yeah, evil mode was one of the things we were working on today. Right as everyone raided, we were making sure that this evil mode wasn't gonna break on really tiny maps. Oh, there we go. That's a good evil mode. That one hopped around a lot. I liked that. So eating it, and then now we entered evil mode. You don't really know that from playing the game, but you know, from watching it we can tell. Now we're in evil mode where the food is gonna move, and these food spawns worked really well where it moved in ways that didn't make the game end immediately, and I could still keep trying for a while until we went down the hallway, and that was the end. But yeah, so that is where we are at. What? Oh, I have to run go format, or else all my code's gonna look not fun. So here's what we just did. We made the map, the initial maze size 7, because that's the smallest board that's supported on the play.battlesnake website. And this is making sure that we don't hit an infinite loop. If we try to place a food too many times, we just give up on placing the food. So let's see, what else do we have in our diff at the moment? We renamed this. We got my name out of it. We're going to call it Solo Maze for it to be released. Oh, you want to make it more evil so that it moves the food but makes it look like it's within reach. Ooh, that is evil. Just like every turn it'll just keep like barely moving out of your way. Okay, okay. Let's at least play with that, right? I'm gonna commit it like this so that we can keep this. Support a smaller board without the chance of infinite loops. That was too many words. Infinite loops. That's good enough. Oh, and change the name. I like what you're thinking, J. Lafayette. Let's see what we can do about that. So I'm gonna go up to my code where we're doing all of this stuff. We are right here where we're picking the next food. Right now I say, and the Manhattan distance is greater than this, but what if I say it's less than or equal to? And we just like see what happens. What board size am I at right now? 15 by 15. That'll work. Okay, we gotta wait for a second to get into evil mode. That didn't seem to do what I thought it was gonna do. Yeah, thanks for the raid, Cairo Optical? Sorry, I'm not great at pronouncing names, but thanks for the raid and chatting. I like the idea, J. Lafayette. I think we need a little bit more complicated logic to pull it off well. Because like what we really want to do is make it like know the path a little bit better, right? Because even though that's closer Manhattan distance, it's not really like it doesn't actually, like, I feel like accomplish the spirit of what we were trying to do there. Oh, cool, I did get the name. I'll pat myself on the back, or I'm hoping that's what that message was about. Yeah, thanks for joining this. It's always fun to have some new guests on stream. I like the idea of this J. Lafayette, but I think I might keep it how we had it at the moment, where it spawns it farther away. But I like once we can think about the maze a little bit better and making it put it in like the right spot. I think that's a really fun idea. Yeah, exactly. I think we would need to do the you know what you were talking about, like flood fill to find places that it can get to and things like that. And I do think that would be really fun, like, you know, leading you through the maze essentially. In evil mode would be really really cool. It would be a lot better than like for like because right now evil mode might just spawn a food where you can't get to it based on where your snake is, and that's like reasonable to end the game since that's mostly the goal of evil mode, but it's a little less fun. I think we could improve on evil mode here for sure. Um, yeah, okay, but that I think I like this for the moment. Um, okay, so let's push. Well, actually, let's see. Did my linting and testing on my last push work? And by work, I mean like, did I just pass tests? Pull work. Go test. No, I did not. Registered maps have an invalid version. Oh, cool. Version of 0 is not valid. That is easy enough, though. Oh, I guess I should rename this file, too, right? Like, if we're calling this Solo Maze, it should probably be called Solo Maze. And then... is there like a index? How did I register this? I just don't remember. Do I register from within my solo maze? Yes. No, there is something to rename. Okay, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Cool. Okay, just need to make sure that renaming things didn't break things. It looks good. Okay. But like, I feel like I'm not running all the tests when I do this, because I still don't think I actually ever changed this to version 1. So like, what tests are they running in CI that I'm not running? Just run go test. It's what it says it's running. I don't think that's actually what ran though. Ah, there we go. Okay, we need to do my in current directory and then everything thing like I've done before. Well, let's just do this. Oops. We're perfect. The only place my name shows up now is in where it's supposed to. Map does not successfully set the board at any supported combination. Oh, well that's unfortunate. Awesome. Thanks for coming along, Jay Lafayette, and hanging out in chat. It's always fun to have you. And hope to see you next week when I plan on being back. I took last week off, but I'm gonna be back on my every week thing, I believe. So yeah, thanks for coming along. So this one's interesting. We have a test now that's breaking because I say I support any board size. But I don't support any board size. Well, what if I just did support any board size? What if I just get rid of my, this thing? That actually might just work. Okay, well, of course it was going to work on a 15 by 15 board. That wasn't super exciting. It ain't exciting, but it did work. Except there's like literally no mazing. So like this one could literally be infinite. Actually, I don't think it can be infinite. But it can. Okay, so like maybe that's all I need to do though. Doesn't successfully set it up at any value? Yes, it does. Yeah, like is it this? Because like that's silly. You shouldn't be able to yell at me for that. Whoa. Okay. 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 Whoa. Okay, so I think what's up is that there's probably an issue here. Fuzz test for supported players. Fuzz test for supported map sizes. Mmm. Okay, so the problem is in here. This test, um, yeah, I need this. Uh, if meta dot max players is greater than 1. Because I only support 1 player, so I think what was happening was we were putting 2 here, and then I was blowing up because I was like, no, I can't support that. I'm not sure if that's right, though, because it's still blowing up on me. Line 71. Yeah. But it's actually just blowing up. Invalid argument to int n. Create maze 127. Oh, not here. 127. 127. So is actual board size like 0 here or something? Or like actual board size? Um, um, oh, it needs to call setup board without an error. Okay, okay. Um, but that's also like still silly. Like there's absolutely no reason to make a 1x1 board. Oh, this doesn't work. Not sure what that's yelling at me about. so it's blowing up here, which is reasonable enough. But like, what's going on with this right here? Redundant type from array. Like, do I just like? I make one of these somewhere. I can just steal it from there. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. Wait, what? Why didn't you like that? An array of rules.points. Inside of that is a single freaking point. Ah. And now it's just telling me I can leave it off. Perfect. Okay, so it's blowing up though on 127. So let's just have it up here, print out actual board size. Log dot. Yep. Actual board size of -1. Okay. Let's also print out the max board size and the current level. Let's just print out all the information I can. Max board size. Ah. I need a max now. I deleted this earlier. Okay, so now... Okay, well... 129. Oh, it's a different spot now though, right? Oh yeah, it just moved. It's not exciting. Zeros. Nice. I don't understand why this doesn't let it start at 2. I'm really confused what's going on here. Oh, okay, so it's flowing through lots of these. Okay, so I just need to figure out why this board seems to be pretty empty. So I'm just adding some debug prints to figure out why this is happening. Yeah, so like what is happening? So how do we get from... So like we loop a lot, but we only call into my actual thing one time with actual board size of 0, 0. Log print line. I want to print out. Yeah, I want to print out the initial ones. Perfect. Okay, so it is 2 by 2. Oh. It's just this again. Okay, well this at least seems a little bit better. Seems like we're in an infinite loop, but but actually what I think I want to do though is bring this back. There we go. Okay. But I did some things I don't want to do, like in the testing. I don't want the log. The next time I see log, let's delete log. These can go back to starting at 0. Can I still pass the test? Yep. So did I actually want any changes to this file? I think so. Yeah, that's the one. What if I make this empty? Is that gonna break my stuff? No. Okay, so that one was fine as empty, but I think if I get rid of this, this will cause issues. Yep. Okay. Oh, I have some logs over here that I don't want. Go format. Diff. Okay, yep, we need that because I don't support 2 snakes. Version 1. We have that do with the max there, and then everything else works fine. Max board size. Do I actually even need this? I'm just curious. What do you mean? You can't find that. There we go. Oh, it's... What? Got it, I think. I think I just didn't mean to add that anywhere. Okay, yep, that's what I wanted. And those look like what I wanted. Okay. There we go. So did I actually even need to change my max board size method? And maybe didn't. Oh, nice. So did I really just... So this is the rename too. Okay. So I also did the rename here. Oh, and okay, but I can get rid of my max function again. I didn't need it. Okay, I think we are getting pretty close. Okay. Rename the actual struct, and fix the tests to not make extra snakes when the map doesn't support it. Okay, I guess I should have run go format before. Cool, it was already good to go. Testing also works. Okay. Push up the fork. Got a lot of those open. I guess let's actually run one, right? Oh. Oh. That seems fine. I was just trying to 5x5 for the purposes of testing small ones. I think I'm okay with 7x7 being the smallest that it actually works in. Nice. Okay, things still work great. There was evil mode. Awesome. Okay. We pushed this up, so we should be getting another round of actions. We are. Awesome. How's linting going? Nice. Okay. Okay. I think we are going to wrap up here then, team. This has been a great stream though, and we got the maze basically working. Let's do a let's do 150 by 50 maze while these tests run and we wrap up. And then we'll close out the stream for the day. I like the big ones. Oh, actually, no, that's one thing that I'm curious about. Why is this so slow on this big map? Is this because my snake's taking a long time? Is this because... I'm not sure why this is taking so long. And then it gets a lot faster once I eat the first food. No idea what that's about. Not thinking I'm gonna worry about that. I don't know where the bug is. Whether that's in the maze being slow, is that the CLI and the board stuff being slow? Not sure. So I think I'm just gonna be okay with that for the moment. And we're just gonna see. Eventually I think we're gonna run out of health and not be able to get to a food, because these 50 by 50 mazes are pretty big and fun. But we'll see. I'm actually not sure if I've actually made it to all the way to a 50 by 50 before. It's kind of luck of the draw, because some of them are long. Oh, that was close. Barely got to that food. Yeah, it's just luck of the draw on how the maze is generated, whether it's easy to get to in 100 steps or not. Oh, this could be it. It's not a mazy one, but it's just far. Oh, made it. We're getting close. We're 3 or 4 turns away from making it to the max of the 50 by 50. Oh, this could be one of the farthest ones I've gotten. It's mostly just luck based, but I'll take it. Oh wow, we actually might make it to evil mode in this. Oh, this is gonna do it. No, we made it. Wow. My snake's much better at finding these paths than I am. Oh, wait, what was up with this one? Did you just think that's the best path? Why'd you think that was the best path? That's an interesting one, Frank. Not sure I agree with your decision. You can go over this way, then up, then over, then up. then up. Unless it's also checking health, and then it knew it was gonna run out of health, because that's definitely true. But I don't think I had that check in there. But that's okay. That was an interesting one, and that's kind of what we wanted to see anyways. Made it all the way to the 50 by 50. Oh, look at that! We got all the tests passing. Everything is looking good. I think we're gonna wrap up then. Thank you for coming along, and I did this at the beginning, and I'm gonna do it again here at the end. If you're in the United States like I am, you know that this has been a tough week for a lot of people with the abortion bans and Roe v. Wade being overturned. So if you're in a place where you can, it would be great to make some donations to support abortion access, because reproductive health is a human right and not something that should be taken away. So donationsforabortion.com is a good site where you can find some local places to support, or do some research and find other places that are good and could use your support. I think everyone would really appreciate it, and it's been a tough week, so stay in there and help each other out. And I think that's all I've got for today, so thanks for joining me, and tune in next week, and we'll do some more snake stuff then. Thanks. Bye. I said bye, but then I came back. We might actually try to find someone to raid. Because I haven't done that before and had a raid from people, who came in. So give me just a minute here, and we might try to find someone who's doing some other coding on Twitch to go raid. Give me just a moment. Yeah, there's another Rust developer. Let's go see if we can make this work. Nomad underscore pix. Okay, we're raiding. Thanks for coming along, and see you next time, and let's check out this raid. Let's go.
Yeah, another thing that I did was that hey, how